checking out
Remember
Missouri bees for the college school. So, what else do you want to say? You have anything else?
No.
We're about ready to have some fun. Come on down to the bee farm.
Uh-huh.
We're all smoking. And we're ready to go tear into the beehives.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, guys.
Let me grab that. That's the sugar water. Okay, now stand right about there.
Okay.
See where they come in and out right there?
Yeah.
You reduce the hole smaller like that when they're so they can defend against other colonies, so they won't rob their honey. So I'm going to put this like where the smoke kind of drifts across where we're working, and it'll kind of relax them a little bit. I'm not going to smoke them a lot because they seem to be very gentle and not aggressive. This was the sugar water. See the bees there?
Yeah.
And this was packed with them in the box that they came with, so they would have food.
What did they seal it up with?
Propolis. So I'm going to dump that in there and they'll eat that. Now look at, see they're drawing this comb up here? That is not particularly what you want them to do because they're putting it somewhere you don't. But that was because I had this space in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they would just keep drawing it up and further up and up. Here's another where I fed them before.
Yeah.
See them all in there?
How many times do you feed these?
Well, you don't have to feed them at all. I'm just doing that so they build up comb. I'm going to take this off and give it to you. Besides, I don't want it there.
Okay.
I'm not going to put it in your hand because I don't want them coming after you. So they just made that in the last 4 or 5 days.
Whoa. What's that called?
That's, you can use it to pull these out. See? This is how it starts. This, you buy this, it's called foundation,
Yeah.
and you put it in a frame. And that's what they start to draw the cells out. And they'll glue these in. See, that's all full of honey. They're even capping it off. That honey's capped off right there.
That's cool.
See the pollen in there?
Uh-huh.
That's a protein that they eat.
Whoa.
See, this hasn't been drawn out yet. They're just starting to draw it out on this side. Can you see that? That's
Yeah.
the stuff the way it was supplied.
How do they know to cap it off? Like, what tells them to cap it off?
When it has to do with bee space. So you have to be really careful when you're putting this in. I probably should have moved them over. You don't want to kill a bee or smash it, because that'll put them in the attack mode. See this one they haven't done anything to. This is almost like how you buy it. No, this is the right way to do it. You move this over. So when you pull this piece out, you're not squishing them together.
Where do they put the queen bee?
She's in here. I don't know exactly where, but see all the see, this is honey.
Yeah.
Here they haven't capped this off yet. They have capped this off. That's all the protein, all the propolis.
Oh, where does propolis come from?
Pollen. That's where they store the pollen.
I've heard about royal jelly. Where would they put the royal jelly?
They use that to feed the queen, or feed the worker bee that they want to turn into a queen. See, that is capped brood right there?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see in the bottom of this, there's a little white wormy thing in the bottom of those cells?
Yeah.
That's larva. And when the larva gets bigger, they cap it. So these, when these get uncapped, they're going to be grown-up bees. And in some of these, I don't know if you can see it, there's little white eggs that the queen has laid. See, that's all brood, capped brood.
How many how many eggs does a queen lay in her lifetime?
Tens of thousands. I think she can lay a couple thousand a day or something. It's ridiculous. Let's see if we can see the queen. She has a white spot on her. She's been marked.
How is she marked?
With a white spot.
Who marks her?
Some guy.
So a human being marks her?
Yep.
Okay.
What are the distinctions between a journal worker and a queen?
Well, in the job they have, and they look different. I'm trying to see if this is a supersedure cell,
Mm-hmm.
where they try to make another queen, and then part of them will leave with that queen, and you don't want that to happen because it'll reduce your honey output. It's called a supersedure cell. Now here, they just started to draw. There's honey here.
Uh-huh. How many times a year do you draw honey from the hives?
Depends on how fast they're making it.
Thank you.
Show that to me, Evan. What do you got there?
You can chew on that if you want.
Honeycomb.
You can take a bite of it.
Okay. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe afterwards. We're going to open up the other one, huh?
Yeah.
What's the smoke provide us?
It confuses the bees. And they think it's a
Speak
fire in
louder,
the
Evan.
forest.
It does what?
It confuses the bees. They think there's a fire in the forest. And they cover themselves in honey. And when that makes them relax.
They gorge themselves in honey, yep.
Wow, that's fascinating. I didn't know that.
It calms them and kind of, some people say it calms them and confuses them, but I don't know anybody who's ever interviewed a bee.
Well,
And
Evan, ask a bee when you get in there.
that's what it does, but it works.
That's
So
a good
here's
question to ask
here's
the
a
bee.
different way to feed the bees. That's the same honey water,
Uh-huh.
equal parts of honey and water, and there's these little holes in there. And the bees can stick their little tongues, their mouth parts in there, and suck it out. You see the holes?
Yep. We got it.
Yep. Now these guys have, see, I started them with a really small amount of drawn out comb, because that's all I had. And the queen's going to lay faster if she already has comb that's been drawn out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's been used before to make honey. They scrape the top off and they spin it out, and you have the comb that's already built out.
Uh-huh.
So if the queen has comb that's already built out, she can start laying eggs in there to begin with. But if we have to wait till the comb gets drawn out, then she lay eggs, then there's another 20 days before you start getting new workers. But if you want workers right away, you put in comb that's already been drawn out, she'll lay eggs hopefully immediately, and then you'll start getting more workers in 21 days. Or however long it takes them
How long does it take to produce honey, like from the pollen to the time when you scrape it off?
Well, the pollen doesn't produce honey. They store that for their protein.
Uh-huh.
And you could start with 3 pounds of bees,
Yeah.
and by the end of, in about 3 months, you can pull off maybe 100 pounds of honey.
Wow.
Yeah, they can go fast if everything's working well, right?
Remember, one trick to that camera is just move slowly.
So I'm trying to get the spacing back to how I had it.
How many times do you do this? And like, what's the time period to do
It
this?
depends. You can do it. There we go. So that's the spacing for 9 frames. You usually don't do that
Mm-hmm.
in the brood box. You usually just do that in the honey box. Now we don't want to crush any bees, and there's a lot of them
That's a bigger camera, Evan.
down.
Okay.
There's a lot of them down on that end. So you have to lower it real slow. Come on, guys, get on.
Ways?
It weighs